Hey everybody, my name is Victoria Weinstein and I am a minister who lives in Eastern Massachusetts. Today is April 3rd, 2020, and on March 25th, 2020, so last week, my mom died in South Carolina. I was not really expecting it, but that's not the point. The point is that I'm hoping to be able to offer some helpful words in this time of terrible loss and fear, when we're all going to be dealing with death a lot more often than many of us have been previously, unless you're clergy or if you're maybe a funeral director or a doctor or someone else on the front lines of mortality. You probably haven't been around this much death. So I want to offer some tips for those of you who don't know what to do or say, or maybe are doing some things that aren't helpful when someone you care about experiences the death of someone they love. And right now, of course, they cannot be with that loved one at the time of death, and we are prevented from traveling to be with family. We cannot have funerals and memorial services as our customs have been. Everything is upended. It's traumatic. It's been a really, really devastating week for me. I'm in a self-quarantine. I'm not just doing social distancing, but I'm staying at home because I live in Massachusetts, where our governor is actually someone who respects science and has made a recommendation that we stay home unless we absolutely have to go out or we're in one of those essential jobs. And not at all incidentally, blessings and thanks and gratitude to all of you workers who are still out there delivering things for people, getting food to people, getting the mail to us, getting packages around. All of you who are first responders, all of you in the medical professions, our gratitude and prayers are with you every day. So here are some thoughts on what to say and things you can do when someone you know and care about loses someone they love in this really challenging and difficult time. First of all, please don't ask us, did she die of COVID-19? A friend of mine did that, and I love that friend dearly, and he's actually really funny, so it kind of made me laugh. But it was also hard. People are going to be dying of lots of things other than COVID-19 right now. And by asking that question, what you are doing unintentionally is trying to make this person's death part of a larger story of the news. And it's a very, very personal loss to the person you're talking to. So please don't ask that as your first question. It's insensitive. Let the person that lost their loved one tell the story. Please don't interrupt them by telling your own story, or, oh, I heard about someone, or, oh my gosh, your mom was in South Carolina when she dies. That's so sad. I heard about my really good friend that I work with, grandmother died and she couldn't be with her. Those are stories that can be shared later, but in the initial loss, what your friend or your loved one needs you to do is listen to their story. How did their loved one die? How are they feeling? They need to share that because they can't be around loved ones who would be doing that storytelling at a memorial service or sitting Shiva or all of those rituals that we do in times of loss to come to grips with what's happened. You can drop food off and leave it for them if you're close enough. I know that in the first couple of days since mom died, or after mom died, I couldn't function. I live alone. I don't have somebody to make soup for me. So it was really helpful. I don't really know what I did the first couple of days, but it was really helpful and really, really so appreciated when one of my neighbors said, I'm going to the store. give me a list. And he said this, and it was really wonderful. He didn't say, do you need anything? He said, give me a list and make it specific. Like, I want to know what brands you like. I want to know what you really want. Tell me exactly what you want, because I'm going to 3 stores to find everything that I need. And so don't hold back. And that was wonderful, because if he had said, do you need anything? I would have been like, oh, I'm fine. Your person who has lost someone they love is not fine. They're not fine. They'll say they are, but we're not fine. So tell them what you're going to do. Don't ask. Especially if they're in a caregiving profession like I am. We're used to taking care of everybody else. We're not going to ask you. Please let them know that you are, in your own way, whatever your religious tradition or in your own spiritual expression, let them know that you are thinking of them or praying, and let them know more than once. If you're close to this person, keep dropping them messages. Just check in. You don't need to have a response. Pop a text or a Marco Polo video or something. Just let them know that you're with them, because being, especially, in being deprived of all the comforts of being able to get out and, go to the movies or visit with friends, go to a party, go to a restaurant. There are so many things that are comforting and that distract us when we're in mourning, or maybe we just want to climb into bed and stay there. Whatever it is, knowing that somebody's with you in spirit is really, really important. And I want to thank all of my friends and family and cousins who have let me know that they are still thinking of me, not just for a day, but that they're returning to that loss with me and saying, I know this time is really hard. Not just, oh, sorry, and moving on. I know we're all overloaded right now. I know we are at capacity. But even if you need to write it down, write a little notepad. Who are the people that I need to take 10 seconds to think about and let them know that I'm thinking about them? It really does help. It can make the difference between somebody getting through the day in an okay state and just really having a terrible struggle day. And by the way, I do really appreciate the Marco Polo app. So whoever came up with that, well done. It works really well. You can offer, one of my colleagues was so sweet. She said, when are we having a happy hour or a sad hour? Which was so wonderful. And some other friends also set up a Zoom, or maybe we did a FaceTime cocktail together. And so I actually had a little bottle of Prosecco in the house, and I poured some bubbly, and we did a toast to my mom, and they wanted to hear about her, and they were just, it was like having a virtual wake. So again, given that we are all deprived of these gatherings, think about how you can help your friend or your loved one create that gathering. Let's see, what else? Checking in and texting. Yeah, I think those are my key points. Letting your loved one, the person you care about, tell the story, and not interrupting to compare. Not immediately asking them if their loved one died of COVID-19. Bringing some food by. Again, there are safe ways to do that, and there's no reason that you can't. You drop it off in a bag on the porch. We all know how to wipe things down, and food is safe to eat, so you can do the old-fashioned casserole or something. Letting them know you're thinking of them, creating a virtual wake, or I love the idea of, instead of happy hour, sad hour, or a toast or whatever, tell them that you're praying for them. If you are a church-going person or a person who engages in religious practice, tell them, I said a mass for your mom, or I did a sitting meditation for loving kindness for your family, whatever it is. Those things, again, help those of us who have experienced the death of a loved one in this time. It helps us to get through it. Thanks for watching and listening, and please feel free to share this. I am on Facebook. I blog and Facebook and do all those things as Peace Bang, all one word, Peace Bang. So maybe I'll see you online. And if you are the person who has suffered the loss of a loved one in this time of social distance, quarantine, COVID-19 contagion and fear, my heart is with you. I will keep you in my prayers. And peace and healing be with all of us.